Yes, the Down to Earth Network with your host, Sean Myrie. Please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Well, once again, they're at it again. Recent news, right? Trump is threatening Canada with these tariffs, 100% tariffs on Canada. How will it affect Canada? It's going to affect Canada in what way? Well, we shall see what comes up. I'm going to look this up now. Trump is threatening Canada because he doesn't like CARNEY. So he's saying that if Canada goes through with with the deal with China, he's going to put 100% tariffs on Canada, right? So let me look this up because this is crazy shit, right? Even though he has stuff what's going on in America, he chooses to bully or want to bully Canada, right? So it's him, Mr. Trump, threatening Canada with these tariffs. Now, let's see what's going on. Trump threatens Canada, right? With tariffs. With tariffs once again. Before he was bluffing, right? But now he's Mr. Tough guy. So let's see what Mr. Trump is up to. Trump threatens Canada with 100% tariffs, right? Pending trade deal with China. So he doesn't like that Canada is doing deals with China, right? So now this is the news. Washington, January 24th. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Saturday he would impose a 100% tariff on Canada if it follows through with a trade deal with China, and warned Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney that a deal would endanger his country. What is he saying? It would endanger his country. All types of threats this man likes to put out. So he doesn't like that Canada is doing deals with China and saying if you do a deal with China, it's going to endanger Canada. How so? I want to know. China will eat Canada alive completely, devour it, including the destruction of their business and social fabric and general way of life, Trump wrote on Truth Social. They're already dealing with each other in some type of way, China and Canada. So, what's new? Okay, Carney's office did not immediately respond to a request for a comment. Yeah, I don't think they want to comment about this, but these tariffs that Trump wants to put out, let's see. Donald Trump and tariffs. Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada. It's crazy. He wants to put tariffs on Canada. Your main trading partner, he wants to do this to. After Trump threatens 100% tariffs, Carney posts ad saying Canada's focused on what we can control. So, let's see. Because the man wants to throw a lot of threats around, Mr. Trump. He doesn't give a damn. Trump threatens 100% tariffs on all Canadian goods if Canada strikes a deal with China. Guess what? Canada has struck a deal with China. They're getting about almost 50 or 49,000 EV or electrical vehicles. So he doesn't like that. What's the threat to America if Canada is doing business with China? I swear America's been doing deals with China forever, right? US President Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social platform saying if governor, he's calling the prime minister governor, so that's disrespect already, right? If Governor Carney thinks he's going to make Canada a drop off port for China to send goods and products into the United States, he's surely mistaken. This tariff threat comes after Prime Minister Mark Carney's speech at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland a speech widely perceived as a pushback for U.S. actions. So, Mr. Trump wants to push hard, hard, the latest. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to impose 100% tariffs on Canadian goods if the country makes a deal with China. What does he care about if they're making deals? Like why does he care so much about Canada, right? Prime Minister Mark Carney has not taken questions about the threat, but posted a ad on online this afternoon, right? That Ottawa's response to economic threats will continue to be focused on what it can control. So he doesn't really care what Trump is saying, but Trump is threatening to put tariffs on all goods. Much respect, Johnson Stevens. More tariffs, please. Yeah, he's threatening to put all types of shit on us. Let's see what else he wants to do. He's doing a lot of shit, right? So ministers on Parliament Hill today acknowledged that the threat is serious, but they said it only confirms Canada needs to stay the course with its strategy to move trade dependency away from the U.S. Yes, stop depending on America, but America's right close to us, and America needs Canada for lumber and electricity, right? Trump MAGA. Well, if you support Trump, much respect to you, but he's doing a lot of damage right now. Carney made a trade deal during a recent visit to China, calling the country a reliable and predictable trading partner. Then, in Davos, Switzerland, he also encouraged Europe leaders to work with the nation. So he is going after other people. Well, not Trump. I mean, Carney is trying to work with other leaders. He's trying to work with other people, right? Close the Canadian board, no trade with Canada at all. You're right, if we close the border to America, who will it affect more? Will it affect Canada more, or will it affect America more? I think will affect America more than us because Canada has a lot of different trading partners. Canada doesn't just depend on America, right? So you say the surgeon does a lot of necessary damage too. Okay, all I know that if we close the borders, if Canada closes the borders, it will hurt America more than it's going to hurt Canada. What does Canada really need from America? Really, what does Canada need? What's the biggest thing Canada needs? What goods does Canada really need from America? Because Canada gets stuff from South America. Canada works with other countries like China. Canada works with Europe. Canada, like the list goes on, right? So Trump is once again trying to extort. He's trying to extort a other country, a big bully. And things are going on in his own country right now with the ICE. You see what's going on with ICE? Yo, people are getting more angry. Like I said, I predicted that it could become a civil war in America. So why does he care about Canada so much? This man's constantly begging for trouble, right? He's begging for trouble. So Trump in Davos, Switzerland, Thursday, right? Let me read this on his Truth Social platform. In this Truth Social post, Trump implied that Carney and China haven't actually struck a deal. So he's saying that they haven't struck a deal. He's saying that Carney and China, they haven't struck a deal yet. So that's why he came out recently and saying that Canada needs to scrap any deal. So he's saying that China and Canada haven't done a deal yet. Let's see. Carney and China, or whatever his name is, the president, Jinping signed a deal last week, but it's a far cry from a deal like the Canada U.S. Mexico agreement. So there's an agreement with Canada and a U.S. and a Mexico agreement, right? It's called CUSMA, like CUSMA, all in capitals, which is supposed to promote free trade, right? So he wants to still deal with Canada, Mr. Trump, right? Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. You're right. You're right. I tried to boycott Canadian product, but even in Michigan, can't find any Canadian products not not to buy. What products really? What products? It's not really products. Canadian products is not. I don't think that big in America. I think it's more like a lumber and you know natural resources America's getting from Canada. More like that, right? I know they took some of American liquor off of the out of the liquor stores in Canada. The LCBO took a lot of the stuff off of the shelves when Trump was first threatening the tariffs. That's what happened. Canada actually has boycotted a lot of American products, putting Canadian labels in the grocery stores. Most of our aluminum and a lot of the sugar base comes from Canada. You hear that? Bryant said that. Most of the aluminum and a lot of sugar base comes from Canada, so they need it. Maple syrup and liquor, yes. We also get plastic and finer natural gas from Canada. See, damn, I don't. You need the lumber for your for your house for construction. You need Canadian lumber. It's one of the main stuff. So so far in the chat, you gave me some information, a lot of information. America needs a lot of stuff from Canada. What does Canada need from America? Really? I'm trying to think, right? He's a bully though. Like he'll go as far as like I'm saying ban social media. He's crazy right now with this shit. Trump is doing a lot of shit. Why the fuck do we need what? Nigerian sugar beets. I don't know, but you said America depends on a lot of natural resources so far, right? So Carney. So let me read the rest. There's no okay, so they have a free trade deal with the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. So he wants to keep that going. That's what he wants to keep going. There's no free trade deal that's been signed or even being considered right now, said Fen Osler Hampson, Carleton University professor of international affairs. The agreement we signed with the Chinese simply restores the pre-tariff war status quo on select goods like canola and EVs. That's the cars, right? The electric cars and canola. Canola oil, China gets from Canada. So they love the canola oil. And in return, Canada's getting electric vehicles, right? So we don't need the Canadian nasty potatoes in America. I never knew that America's getting potatoes from Canada, but for sure it's probably more safe to eat than a lot of the chemical shit they putting in American products. Tell you what I am, a machinist. I order end mills from all over the world, and I have yet to see one bit of tariff pricing. Hmm. Well, Mr. Trump, he's the one putting out the tariffs all over the world. He's the one threatening people all over the world with these tariffs. If they don't listen, he's going to bring up whatever he wants to bring up prices. That's what it is. It's going to affect Canada, what he's saying, Canadian goods with these tariffs. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so importantly, the professor noted that Canada and China have maintained some tariffs, including China's 15% tariff on Canadian canola, and Canada's 6% tariffs on Chinese-made EVs. There's That's not free trade, anything but. Osler Hampson, this professor from Canada, is talking. CBC News Network. He noted that he described as a stunning hypocrisy in the Trump administration as the U.S. signed its own deal with China a few months ago. Kind of hypocritical. I've been saying this. He's saying that America signed a deal with China a couple months ago. They done a deal with China a couple months ago, and when they took over Venezuela, right? When they attacked Venezuela, they're saying they're making deals with everybody for the oil. What they got there, they're saying they're making the deals, right? So it's kind of a hypocrisy that Trump is saying this about Canada and wants to put tariffs on Canada, right? Fam, American farmers first. Well, yes, if you are a farmer, of course you want certain things, right? But will it affect you guys if you're a farmer? These tariffs, your beef is American beef. Make sure your beef is American beef. Good luck, man. I don't want American beef, man. I don't want that shit. Trust me. America wants beef from Canada. I think America does get a lot of beef from Alberta, actually, right? I'd seen some documentaries on American meat, American beef, and it doesn't look too attractive and stuff. And what the chemicals, what are used in process for the beef. Yes, Argentina. Um, yeah. What about Argentina? The meat, is that where you guys are getting your beef from? Argentina? All I know, the tariffs, what this man wants to put up, is not really going to hurt Canada. It's not going to hurt Canada. He tried it and he bluffed and he took it off because he realized that he needs Canada's natural resources. Trump realizes he needs Canada's natural resources, people. So don't forget that. That's why he's talking about 51st state. The only reason he's talking about 51st state is because he sees a lot of great things in Canada which he would love to control, like how he got Venezuela, right? Beef from Argentina. Okay. So you're saying that America's getting beef from Argentina? It's not really like American beef is not really the big thing, right? China doesn't even import Brazilian beef. I don't even know what China's eating. Straight up. I don't even trust to eat a lot of stuff from that country. I'll be honest. I'm not gonna. I'll be honest. I don't trust to eat anything from China. Really, they're good at making different type of products, but these terrorists that Trump wants to put out is going to only really hurt America. It's not going to hurt Canada and other countries. Okay, with our economy under threat from abroad, Canadians have made a choice to focus on what we can control. Carney said at the beginning of the video. Though Carney doesn't mention the US directly, nearly a minute long advertisement ends with the Prime Minister saying, "We can't control what other nations do. We can be our own best customer," saying, yo, from we need to just trust ourselves and buy from ourselves, right? We'll buy Canadian, we'll build Canadian. We'll buy Canadian, we'll build Canadian. That's a good thing what Carney's saying. And guess what? People have been doing that. A lot of Canadians been buying Canadian products. For a while before this tariff stuff, a lot of products from America, people don't even buy it. Anyways, the only place they buy American products is Walmart, right? Right? Losing beef exports from America is dropping beef profits. No one really buys American beef in Canada, anyways. I'll tell you that people are buying beef from the butchers from different type of places, right? It's culturally different. People are not going to are forced to go buy American beef. That's not going to hurt Canada. Trust me, 100%. That's not going to do anything to Canada, right? So buy Canadian, build Canadian. So we need to buy from Canada and build Canadian. So what Trump doesn't like that there's a deal going through with China. He doesn't like it. Does Walmart even have American products? Walmart? Yes. Walmart has American products. Isn't Walmart? Well, Germans kind of control some of that, I think. But isn't Walmart an American company? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, they do sell American products, but it's not just American products. A lot of the produce is from South America. Let me say it again. A lot of the produce is from South America. And Canada, not all Canadians eat American beef. That's not really a big thing to eat. Canada, especially Ontario, is very multicultural. People eat from like byproducts from other countries a lot. If you're from the Caribbean, a lot of people eat stuff from the Caribbean, what's imported. If you're from China, people, and there's a lot of Chinese in Canada. Don't forget that, people. They buy a lot of stuff from their countries. If you're from India, it keeps going. A lot of the people from Canada are from different backgrounds, and they buy and purchase food and products from their own whatever background. So it's not gonna affect them that way. only probably vehicles. That's the only thing. If they need probably certain parts, American parts from vehicles, it will affect them. That's it. But the food stuff and a lot of other products, no, it's not going to affect. Half of the movies, the movie industry, is down here. They record movies in Toronto, Montreal, a lot. Half of Hollywood, most of Hollywood movies is done in Canada. Do a lot of Americans know that? No. And that's what he hates. And the reason they come to Canada to do a lot of these movies because the taxes or whatever is going on is too high in America for Hollywood, right? So Hollywood movies, a lot of them are done are recorded and filmed in Canada. If you guys don't know that already, for years, over probably 30 something years, if not longer, they've been doing a lot of movies in Canada, right? Buy from local owned stores. That's what people are doing. So these tariffs are kind of gonna, it's gonna hurt America. I hope you guys know. It's gonna hurt. This guy's putting down a hurting for you guys. It's like I said, he doesn't care about Americans. He cares about himself because you see what's going down in the streets in Minnesota. Someone just recently got unalived and he's not taking their side. I don't know about the individual who's been unalived out in Minnesota, but he doesn't give a damn, really. He's taking the side of ICE, right? That's the price. He's taking the side of ICE and doesn't care, right? Don't even watch television or movies. It's not on television, it's on social media. I don't watch television. I haven't watched a movie in a long time, But these tariffs are going to affect Americans. It's not going to affect Canadians really, because the last time he put down that threat, it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. Actually, it helped. I've seen a lot of products become cheap. American products became cheap. Actually, so they're not telling you everything because a lot of people start buying Canadian products. So when he's putting this out, oh, we're going to put these tariffs on and it's going to make a lot of the products, whatever, it's going to cost Canadians. Guess what? Canadians will just buy a lot of foreign goods. And then the American stuff will just rot. If it's food, it'll just rot on the shelves and Canadians won't buy it. Right now, there's already a lot of tourism is hurting in Las Vegas. Like I said, tourism is hurting in Florida because Canadians are the ones who's going down there and putting money into Las Vegas and Florida. So now you're talking all this shit, and now it's hurting you guys, right? Thank God I don't buy Canadian products. What products though? Really? What do I don't even expect Americans to buy Canadian products. What products? I'm filling you in, John Stevens. What products do we even promote in America? The last product I remember is some liquor called Crown Royale. Crown Royale. That's it. Crown Royale, and I think some Americans bought that company actually. Some Canadian companies have been bought by Americans. A lot of them. Even Tim Hortons, the big Canadian coffee, uh, not a coffee company. It's they do sell coffee and stuff. The big franchise is bought by Americans. It's not even owned by Canadians. And I think even one of our beer companies is not even Canadians. It's bought by Americans. So what is there? I can actually butcher my own beef, pork, and chicken. Yes, and that's what Canadians do. A lot of Canadians, they buy stuff from the butcher. Certain cultures, Portuguese, Italians, they don't go to the grocery store as you guys think, like a lot of Americans. I see how Americans shop, and they like to buy stuff from a lot of commercial stores like Walmart and other things. Down in Canada, the difference with Canada, there's a lot of people hold on to their cultures because a lot of the immigrants, even though there's generational Canadians, they still buy from local shops. They don't go to like people do go to Walmart, but they're not dependent on American products in Canada. They're not. They're not. Tariffs boost us production of goods. Bless up, Simon. Yep. Steel tariffs got me a raise. You see that? It got this guy a raise. So really, it's just making more people educated and aware. That's what it's doing, right? It's just making people more educated and aware what to buy, more careful what they buy, right? Canadians can eat the Canadian crap food. Shouldn't be talking about Canadian crap food because you guys eat a lot of shit down there. Trust me. I could go dig into that. I could talk about that. You got have overweight, like you have children who are like 10 years old who are like they look like they're 500 pounds. You guys are overweight. Canada is no better, but you guys are very overweight. You guys love fast food down there. You guys love fast food. The black population is very unhealthy because they eat a lot of unhealthy choice foods down there. So don't talk about Canadian crap food. Don't talk about it because really, what is Canadian food? Like I told you, if you didn't listen, a lot of Canadians eat food from different cultures. They don't. There's what is the Canadian food really? What's Canadian food? Because I don't eat Canadian food all the time. Canadian food to me is American food. Canadian food is McDonald's. Canadian food is Burger King. Canadian food is these companies which you are familiar with. That's what I consider Canadian food, right? If you want good food, you go for like maybe like some Italian food. Maybe you might go for some Caribbean food. Maybe you might go for some Chinese food or something. That's how people eat in Canada. That's how they eat. And if they eat unhealthy, they're eating macaroni, Kraft dinner. They're eating stuff from Walmart. Canadians eat American. If they eat American food, that's the unhealthy food. I'm telling you, that is the unhealthy food. Right now, they have something called Dollar Tree, and in Dollar Tree, you could get everything for $1. Most dollar stores here is not a real dollar store. The Canadian dollar stores is not a real dollar store. It's like $2, $3, $4. But you go in Dollar Tree, you could buy all the what's called the junk food for $1. Everything, chocolate bars, you name it, the works, chips, dirt cheap. That's how Americans eat. I eat American food. What is American food? You got to tell me what the American food is. Tell me what. Give me a dish. Fries, smooth. Oh God, that's not healthy. That's why people are getting heart attacks and shit like that. You want me to look up the percentage of the food choices what you guys eat? American food? It's not good, man. It's not good. They have documentaries on this shit, man. People eat garbage in America a lot. Yeah, Texas brick. They eat a lot of garbage. The only people who eat healthy in America I've seen, and I'm not saying no, I can't even say they eat healthy soul food. I can't say that because it's a lot of fatty foods, right? It's not healthy. American food is not healthy. Don't tell me that. You're losing that argument. It's not healthy. The only people who are eating healthy I heard is what it's called again, people in Los Angeles or California. They're the vegetarians. That's it, the vegetarians. But they don't eat good. The food I can't or don't grow myself, I just go to the farm. But you're lucky. You have a farm. You know the difference. You're not going out there commercially, Johnson Stevens, and buying commercial food. You don't depend on the commercial food. You are growing your own food, so that's better. That's better to eat. Then you're all right. If you have a farm in America, or you go to the farm or some type of market, you're better. Standard American diet. Now, like I said, I heard I have a couple American friends, yeah, and I see how they eat. I see how they eat. It's not healthy. It's not healthy, man. A lot of people are overweight at a young age. They put in some type of steroids in the food. So the tariffs, how it's gonna affect Canada? I don't think it's gonna affect Canada much. Jamaicans to me are crazy. Harry Pickles, they could be crazy. Yeah, everybody's crazy. Everybody's crazy. Jamaicans are crazy. Americans are crazy. Asians are crazy. A lot of people are crazy. We are supposed to eat what we grow. You're right. You're right, Sassimo. We're supposed to eat what we grow. But they're trying to say that the tariffs are going to really affect Canada, but it's not really going to affect Canada that much in regards to the food because Canadians don't eat too much of American food unless it's McDonald's, Burger King, fast food joints. That's what Canadians, if they eat bad, they're eating from fast food joints. They're not going to buy. a product in a store that's from America unless it's like maybe cookies or cereal, and that's not healthy. A lot of the food from America is full of all types of shit, right? Tariffs is a tax on Americans. It means we pay more. Yes, no one needs a fresh tomatoes in January in Michigan. Well, you're not getting that. You're not really getting that. Too much of anything is not good for you. You're right. You're right, Simon. Too much of anything is not good for you. You're right. But how Canadians eat is completely different than Americans. Remember, you have more generational Americans that have a certain type of habit. Now in Canada, there's generational Canadians, but you got less of that. You got people who have came from other countries and they follow that diet. So the Chinese in Canada, they're eating Chinese mostly. The people from the Caribbean in Canada, like the black people, they're eating Caribbean style food or African style food, right? The people who are from Italy, because I grew up with a friend from Italy, they don't buy shit from any of these. His parents came from Italy and he was born in Canada. They don't buy no commercial food. They don't buy no American food. They go to the butcher for all their food and they buy Italian products, European products. Ukrainians in Canada, the list goes on. Russians, a big percentage of European Canadians, they don't eat no American food. They don't. Imagine telling a local how local is. I only eat lettuce and fresh salad in the summer. Oh, you're a butcher. And a lot of people in Canada, they get their meat from a butcher. Like I said, Portuguese and the Italians, a lot of the Europeans, they eat food, they get their meat from butchers in Canada. It's not like the generational American who grew up on just say Church's Chicken or they have a whole bunch. I can't even name. There's a whole bunch of restaurants in America that Americans have grew up on. I seen the documentary on soul food, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. There's a big population of Black Americans who have colon cancer. So how healthy is their food? Don't tell me that shit. Big population of them get heart attacks a lot, right? So what are you saying, right? What are you saying? So meanwhile, all this tariff stuff is going on, right? And they have problems with ICE. Do you guys see what's going on? He's worried about punishing Canada, and now even more, this internal war is going on. What do you guys think about that? Yes, I know a lot of you guys support the ICE, and I do support illegals getting deported. Illegal should not be in anyone's country. But he's making this ICE, they're not really thinking. They're going out and they're hurting American citizens, not just immigrants. I knew this would happen. They're not just going after whatever the undocumented people. They're going after American citizens. So now, Trump, man, you're hurting your own people. You're hurting your own people, but he's saying that this individual had a weapon. That's what's coming out. He's saying he had a weapon, and he was saying because of all of the stuff what's going on in Minnesota, people are bringing it on themselves. That's what Trump is saying, right? That's what Trump is saying. Trump's saying that. He just came out with that real just a couple minutes ago. This is breaking news. Trying to punish other countries is only shooting himself in the foot. Yes, it's shooting himself in the foot. Yes. No, they're not our people. No, 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 no. So who did he? What kind of person? I want to find out. I'm gonna look it up. Who's the individual who got shot in Minnesota? What type of individual? Is it undocumented citizen or is it American, a born American? We know you are left demon. Now let me put you on timeout because I put people on timeout who talk crap. So right now, there's an uproar. What's going on in America with the ICE? And at the same time, he's paying a price. Donald Trump talking about tariffs. Meanwhile, like I'm saying, he has to deal with his own problems in his backyard. And he's putting this out, and it's gonna hurt America. It's not hurting Canada. That's why I gotta laugh about this. He can't do it all. Can Canada turn the electricity off to Minnesota? Hell, hellhole, yeah. How much of you guys know that a big percentage of of American electricity relies on Canada? All the people like to talk. How much of you guys know Americans rely on Canada for electricity? Do your research, right? America, American get electricity from Canada. So all that talk, you remember that blackout? What happened a couple years ago? They blamed Canada for that. Yeah, they blame Canada for that. The U.S. electrical system is a massive, highly integrated, and largely privatized network with over 85% of the homes electrified by 1945. Right, thanks to rural initiatives and universal access achieved by 1960. Modern electricity is generated through fossil fuels, nuclear, and renewable, with three main synchronized interconnections: Eastern, Western, Texas distributing power, often supported by imports from Canada. Let me read that again if you don't know, people. Okay, so tariffs, right? Because I seen a Canadian politician th- um, uh, threaten Trump, right? So let me read this again about all your electricity. If you think that America could do everything, the U.S. electrical system is a massive, highly integrated, and largely privatized network with over 85% of homes electrified by 1945, thanks to rural initiatives and near universal access achieved by 1960. Modern electricity is generated through fossil fuels, nuclear, and renewables, with the three main synchronized interconnections: Eastern, Western and Texas distributing power, often supported by imports from Canada. From Canada. You hear that? So bring the tariffs, Mr. Trump. And when you bring the tariffs, you're gonna have some of your lights might turn off, people. Some of your light, you might be losing some energy. You turn on your TV and you see it flickering and shit. You turn on your lights and you see it flickering and shit because Mr. Trump wants to play tough, right? Don't remember. Just remember the Great Lakes, right where Canada is where the America gets a lot of their electricity from, right? Key aspects of American electricity access. Generation of source in 2023. The US generates about 4.8 trillion kW 8 kilohertz, utilizing coal, natural gas, nuclear, and growing amounts of renewable energy like wind and solar. That's why he's trying to do these deals. He's mad at Canada because um, Canada's doing some type of energy contract with China too, and they had a contract with China, and he probably scared that he might lose something, right? So grid structure. The continent US operates on three major grids: the Eastern interconnection, right? Western interconnection, and the Texas interconnection, which they get from Canada, the sources, right? You need the imports, bring the tariffs and see what happens. Regulation. The sector is regulated by a mix of federal energy policies, interstate transmission, and state level public utilities, commissions, bodies. International cooperation. International cooperation, people. You want to hear this? International cooperation, bring the tariffs, right? The US and Canada share over 30 power lines. The US and Canada share over 30 power lines, trading billions of dollars in electricity annually to ensure stability and reliability. 30 power lines. So, tariffs, you want to bring the tariffs? Good luck. Modern challenges. Rising costs are increasing energy poverty, prompting the need for assistance programs for low and middle income families. It's bad down there. Whew, it's really bad. During during extreme, and you guys getting some cold shit hitting you guys right now. During extreme weather such as severe winter storms, the Department of Energy may order grid operators to utilize backup sources to prevent power failures. Now, do you really want to screw with Canada now, Trump? It's cold right now, even in Canada. It's cold, right? So you want to do these tariffs now. So if Carney was like Trump, if Carney had an attitude like Trump, he would be cutting you guys off of energy, and then you'll be blacked out and freezing in the cold. Freezing. You'll be freezing in the cold, yo. Did you hear that? Are you guys going by illusions or facts? The facts is America relies on Canada for energy. America, let me say it again, relies on Canada for energy. So the tariffs that Mr. Trump wants to put out is really just going to hurt you guys. It's going to hurt you guys. So let's bring it on. Bring it on, Mr. Trump. Do all these tariffs and let's see how people start to feel down there. It will be a cold, cold, cold winter. It's still winter in the East Coast if they start cutting the energy. And they can, they can. Like every province, they have their way of doing things. Like the premier of Ontario, he could control his own, what it's called, the energy here in Ontario. So Ontario probably supplies a lot of parts in the east of America. So if this guy says, yo, let me start cutting some of that power down, and he did threaten that to Trump, you guys will be going through some rollout blackouts, right? Let me knock you out, Harry Pickles, Harry Batty Boy. I'll give you that Jamaican slang right there. Now you are knocked out. Can't say nothing. You got to go on the other account. Like I'm saying, electricity is controlled majority by Canada. We share 30 lines. 30 lines. The Great Lakes is what powers a lot of America, which is right in Canada, right next to Canada. And in Quebec, there's a part over there where America gets a lot of their electricity from too. Don't you guys remember the blackout? Yes, pull the plug on the electricity, Canada. Just do it if you think America needs it so bad. Yes, they do. They do. That's facts. That means banks close. Yes, and it will affect technology. It will affect a lot of things, not just your homes will be cold. It will affect business. It will affect people working if they cut electricity. So let's be honest. That's why he wants Canada to be the 51st state. The only reason Trump wants Canada to be the 51st state is because what Canada has. This man is a real estate man. He probably visited Canada way back in the days. He knows what Canada has good real estate. And that's why he's mad at Carney. He's very mad at Carney because Carney ain't jumping to everything what he says. So these tariffs are going to affect America. That's what it's going to do. It's going to just affect America, and other countries will put tariffs on America. It's not just Canada. Wake up. I'm going to educate you with this. It's going to be China putting tariffs on America if they think that it won't affect them. Yes, it will affect uh, America. It will be Canada putting tariffs. Every country in the world will put tariffs on America. The same way Trump wants to put tariffs on the whole entire world, people will do it also. America depends on other countries for certain things too. And for sure, the biggest traded partner is Canadian. So you guys depend on Canada a lot for lumber, remember, to build, for energy. Yes, but the food stuff is not going to affect us. That will never affect us. They already had tariffs on America. Yeah, They already did, but thanks to Trump. You got to thank Mr. Donald Trump for all the shit he's been doing for the last whatever year he's been almost the president. Please, Canada, put tariffs on American beef, keep American beef in America. Yes, yes, whatever, because we don't eat American beef that much. The only place where American beef is sold is fast food joints, maybe. That's where it is. No one's going out to the store to buy American beef. When you say American beef, you throw that basically almost in the garbage. No one's buying American beef if you think that. Beef comes from Argentina. Okay, someone keeps saying the beef is coming from Argentina, Sassimo. Okay, thanks. So it's not coming from America. So how is it going to affect us if the beef is coming from Argentina? How is it going to affect us if a lot of the produce, even in Walmart, comes from South America? It does. A lot of the produce comes from South America. It's not coming from America. So don't think that we need a lot of American products. The only American products is probably like clothing. That's it. Certain types of clothes. That's it. Right? Maybe some electronics. That's it. So that's it. But also keep the Canadian beef and crops out of the USA. They probably, I don't even think you guys get, well, a lot of you guys actually love the beef from Alberta. Stop it. A lot of America, you guys are purchasing the beef constantly out of Alberta, the Alberta farms. And I've seen the documentaries of American production on meat, right? Your own people have exposed the American beef system or meat system, and it's disgusting. You get what I mean? Like overgrowth of the, for example, like the pork. They make these pigs look. They look like trucks. They feed the. I don't know what the hell you guys are feeding these pigs or these cows, but you're feeding them some crazy type of shit. They don't look normal, like an average whatever cow or pig and stuff like that. And then when people eat it, you wonder why people get developed fast. Like these girls who are like 10, they look like they're 20 years old because of the shit what they're eating, right? A lot of steroids you guys are putting in that beef could keep that American beef. The only place where it's really distributed is fast food joints. So Canadians don't give a shit about any beef or meat coming from America. Trust me, they don't. Yes, a lot of Canadians' wheat is dulled, dulled drums in in what in America. So you're saying the wheat, maybe, but guess what? There's so much rural areas where the a lot of the produce or the natural resources are not close to cities compared to America. A lot of the stuff what are produced like wheat and like the cows and like the farms are way away from like populations where people live compared to America, right? I'm not saying everywhere in America there's not no like big farms and shit, but you guys have cities more close to where you guys are farming, so you're getting a lot more pollution close to all your produce. What you guys are, whoever is talking in Canada, could afford to be the produce could be afford to be somewhere completely far away from any city because Canada's so big, right? Eat organic. Lots of Canadian ag products are sent to the USA, processed, and then sent back to Canada. Yeah, because they boycott it. A lot of American foods are banned in other countries. Yes, yes, you're right, Sassimo. A lot of your American foods are not even can't even go to the UK. A lot of Canadian foods go everywhere versus American foods. A lot of Canadian food is everywhere, or produce or whatever you want to call it, compared to Americans. They ban a lot of American stuff all around the world. So what are you saying? They banning American produce all around the world. If you think like people really want beef in Europe from America, hell no. No one's trying to get American beef. Trust me. That's just an illusion, right? But these tariffs Mr. Trump is putting out is only going to affect the American citizens. It's going to affect you guys a lot because when we go to the grocery store, right? They put the Canadian label on the products, and Canadians will support Canadian products, buy them. Some will buy some American stuff, but most of the stuff is unhealthy, right? That's like the pop and the chips and stuff. That's what's American in Canadian stores, like the chips and the junk food. That's what is mostly the American products. If you're talking about that, it's the junk food. So what Canadians will do is buy the opposite. They'll buy, if it is even junk food, it'll be Canadian junk food and probably will be cheaper. It's much cheaper, right, than buying American junk food. So that's the only thing what's big, right? A lot of Canadian foods can't even be sold in other Canadian provinces. How do you know that? I don't know what you're talking about with that. How do you know that? How do you know that? In other provinces. Maybe the only reason is because the provinces don't need to get a lot of, they have their own shit. That's why, probably. They have their own stuff, right? There's certain Canadian products in, for example, Alberta, what you won't see in Ontario, vice versa. There's certain products in Quebec, because they speak French a lot, won't be sold in Ontario, vice versa, right? So, Canada is a big country with different cultures, a lot of different cultures, people. So, remember, when Americans got sued for labeling American foods as products of America, well, Canada's doing this right now. You go to a grocery store, there's a Canadian little flag on the food to make on the product to make us know this is Canadian, support Canadian. Do you guys have that going on right now? They have that going on in grocery stores right now, putting the Canadian label saying support Canadian. And people do buy a lot of Canadian stuff, right? The only time they're going to buy American stuff is like let's go to the fast food aisle, and the chips and the pop and the whatever, the candy and shit like that. That's what the American products. And maybe like some cakes, or what else? Junk food. It's nothing where people want to go for. Like, if you're a Chinese Canadian, you have your own place to go shop. If you're a West Indian background or African, you're going to your own place to go shop. You're not buying. There's no American West Indian food. You get what I mean? There's no American Chinese food where they're going for. It's coming straight from overseas. They loved A lot of people like to go to markets, like different markets. Canadian provinces actually tariffs products for other Canadian provinces. Probably, maybe. People want instant gratification. Right now, most Canadians, they come from a different background, right? Most Canadians right now. There's the generational Canadians, like a lot of you in America that are generational. They are the ones who will buy the American shit, right? So just say there's what's generational, three generations Canadian. They're the ones who are more brainwashed, and they will go buy anything from America what they see. Like, they love junk food and shit like that. Those are the ones who are a lot of the times overweight and unhealthy. Those are the ones what you're probably talking about. But the people who have like their parents, or maybe their grandparents is from China, or from somewhere in the West Indies or Africa or the Middle East and stuff, they don't buy any American products. Only American products is electrical products, maybe. That's it. Electrical commercial products. That's what they're buying. Why are American products banned around the world? It's not just the junk food, it's their high use of herbicides. Yes, I've seen that in documentaries. Pesticides, antibodies, highly processed oils, palm oils, chemical ingredients. Yes, and that's why there's a lot of health problems within America. We watch these documentaries, we hear these scientists talk, we see them on interviews. This it's facts. What he's saying. Tea and opals, right? You're right. Why are American products banned from around the world? Answer me this. Answer this guy this, right? It's not just the junk food. It's their high use of herbicides, which is there in the foods, and high use of what's called pesticides, which they use, right? And chemical ingredients. So, what? China regulations on ag products are so good. I don't eat nothing really from China that much. I don't eat that. Genetically modified organisms. Ugh. Go cry some other country, please. Well, right now, Trump is crying. It's the president of the United States is crying about Canada having a deal with China. It's not Canada crying about, it's not Canada crying. It's not Canada crying, people. It's your president, Mr. Trump, if you're American, crying about Canada first not joining them with the Golden Dome, right? First is that. And then he's crying that Canada is doing deals with China and not really listening to America. That's what's going on. When you see a chicken wing the size of a turkey wing, something is wrong. You are right. You are right. Because I remember my brother made a visit to America, right? And they do have McDonald's and fast food joints in Canada. When he went to America and he bought the fast food, man, the amount of oil what was in the fries, it was like, damn, what the hell is this down there? Heart attack food, 100%. Crystal. Okay, Canada says that they don't have special trade deal with China. That's what Trump is saying. Donald Trump is the guy saying that. Donald Trump is the guy saying that they don't have a deal. Not Canada. Canada is not saying that. That's Mr. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is doing a lot right now. Right now, he is hurting your people with a civil war, with trying to bring on a civil war, right? That's what's going on. Almost sounds like he's blaming America for all Canada's problems. Uh, who's blaming America for all Canada's problems? No, Canada don't give a shit about what America's really doing. You hear what Carney said? Yo, we need to be independent and depend on ourselves. That's what he's saying, right? What about the seedless fruits? Something is wrong with that too. Yeah. I remember Walmart, man, long time ago, years ago. I worked at Walmart and a lot of their whatever, the American whatever watermelons, no seeds and shit like that. I seen some shit, man. Yeah, genetically modified, right? So sorry, but we don't want Chinese products in America. We don't want them. Like, I guess maybe Carney wants some of them, but Canadians don't depend on Chinese products either, right? It's the people who are most likely from that country who are in Canada. There's a lot of, let me educate you guys with this. There's a big population of Chinese people, right? Or from Asia in Canada. So when they buy their food, they know what they're eating. I don't go out looking for Chinese to go buy Chinese food unless people are ordering that from a restaurant to eat. I mean, people do. I don't go out there to go buy Chinese food. If I'm eating the food, I'm eating the food from where my parents come from, right? That's what I'm eating. I'm not buying food from China. So that's something else. Right now, you guys need Canadian electricity. And you guys are talking about these tariffs. Right now, you have to depend on Canada for electricity. So can't Canadians even run their own stores anymore? You're right, but you know what? That's the mistake Canada made, is depending on America for store, like what you said there. That's the problem. That's been a problem for a long time. A lot of our stores went bankrupt. You don't see them anymore. And I saw the Walmart invasion over the years. Billionaires get paid on both sides of the planet. They make their products overseas cheaply and quadruple the price in America. Yes, yes, that's why a lot of the jobs went to India. Canadians even complain about this. A lot of jobs went to India, even China. And yo, a lot of your products, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of American products for a long time came out of China, right? Wasn't it? Made in China, 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 made in China. And if it's made in America, it's probably more expensive. A big amount of your stuff is made in China, right? So what are you guys talking about? So these tariffs, what? He wants to fully go to war, economic war with China, and your phones, and the list goes on. A lot of the technology what Americans use is built in China. They already threatened to put a big tariff on certain things, China themselves. So, what is Trump talking about? What is Trump saying to you guys? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Mr. Trump is hustling people, man. Yo, he's gonna probably pass away. Like, anybody could pass away anytime, but the man is 79. He's going on 80, and he'll get older as he becomes the president. He made fun of Joe Biden because of his age, because Joe Biden was senile, going senile and stuff like that. So he doesn't give a shit what he's doing. You guys actually are listening to a man who probably he's going the same direction as Joe Biden. Yes, thank you for reading my comment. First time here. Much respect, Crystal. Want to sell in America, build in America. Yes, why don't they do that? It seems like he doesn't just want that. Trump just he doesn't want that. He wants to other countries to kind of, take shit from, like Venezuela. Like Venezuela. Ice ice baby. That's a situation what's gonna hurt you, you guys. That's hurting you guys. And I don't like it that it is hurting America, this situation. As a Canadian, I don't like that shit that it's hurting America, because I feel now, right? And this is on Trump's side, that some people, right, might try to sabotage Trump, and people might say, no, what are you talking about? Sabotage Trump because they say by, like the Democrats I'm talking about, by this whole thing happened, uproar in Minnesota, it will bring on some type of, revolution, which is the only benefit is for the Democrats, to make the Republican Trump look like the even more evil, right? So right now it's working. Remember, there's a separation in America. They had the Tea Party, Remember that, the Tea Party. So there's even Republicans who don't like Trump. So he has to watch on all corners. He has to watch out for his own people too, right? Why doesn't Canadian companies make products to sell in Canada? Yeah, they do. They do. I have to educate you. Yes, John Stevens, Canadians do make products and sell in Canada. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of Canadian products that are sold in Canada. A lot of them, right? Welcome to the oppression in the US. Yes. So America has to worry about themselves right now. Stop worrying about everybody else in the world. Stop worrying about what Canada is going to do. Worry about the internal war. This man started a war with his own, well, is starting a war with his own people. First, it was supposed to be the undocumented people, right, who stole billions out of Minnesota, the so-called dummies in Minnesota who have a low IQ stole billions of dollars from the American government. And now the ICE, which I know the ICE is going after not just these undocumented people, they're going after American citizens. They're questioning anybody who's out in the street and you are American born and threatened to be killed if you don't go by what they say, right? But more worried about Americans. No, no, no. Of course I gotta be worried, because you got this MF talking about making Canada. If he's not saying make Canada the 51st state, if he's not talking against CARNEY, then we don't give a shit about talking about Trump. But you got a man who's a Hollywood character too. Remember that, right? He's a Hollywood character. If this guy wasn't saying anything, we wouldn't care. When Biden was a president, no one gives a shit. No one was talking about Biden, even though he wasn't perfect. When Biden was the president, we didn't give a shit. But he wasn't talking about Canada. But you're talking about Canada. You got your guy, Mr. Trump, talking about Canada, what he wants to do, make it the 51st state, and talking if they do a deal with China, it will endanger Canada. So he's putting his mouth in our business. So guess what? We're putting our mouth in your business 100%. So if you don't want people to talk about America, get the dummy out, impeach him, or, well, you guys put him already in there, right? He's not fully a dummy. Let me apologize for that, because he's actually smart in a lot of the stuff what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, right? But what I'm saying, he's the one bringing up Canada. He's the one talking the most. Donald Trump is talking every day, and he's on a world stage. So of course he's gonna. Maybe you Americans need to tell the man to shut up. Maybe there needs to be a movement to tell the man to shut up and just worry about America. Worry about America and stop worrying about other people, and then no one will talk about Trump. But guess what? He loves the spotlight because he is an actor. He's not smart. He's being controlled. I could believe that too. I could believe that too. But these tariffs is not going to help you guys in in America. These tariffs is going to hurt you guys badly. Hurt you guys very bad. You guys need a revolution. You need a revolution because the solution, what he's doing, if it's supposed to be a solution, is not working. He's cutting the money off. Yeah, he's trying to cut the money off. West Canada has to just start its own independent country. They're trying, I'm hearing that, but it's not going to happen. People want to see if Canada will break apart. But it's really happening in America more. Forget about that. You guys have people out in the streets fighting with this ice, and ice is going to grow and grow and grow, and ice is going to start going to other places, right? So worry about this ICE situation. Worry about these militias that will form and have plans to do certain shit. Worry about domestic terrorism in America, which you guys had a lot of those stories. Um, Worry about that shit. What's gonna happen? Because you guys have a lot of that. You guys have a lot of weapons, which is you can freely walk around with guns in a lot of states, and you have a lot of school shootings where people being killed unaliving a lot of people in a situation. So worry about that. Worry about the ICE making American citizens angry, and I'm not talking about undocumented people. Making American citizens angry that they're gonna, yes, they're gonna go by their rights, and they're gonna arm themselves, and they're going to protect themselves against the ICE. And when you start to hear that the ICE agents start to get killed, what's going to happen? Right? What will happen when the ICE agents start to get killed? That's what he wants, probably. So he could put martial law down, and then he could be the president forever, right? No, Canadians aren't more worried about America. We are looking out for ourselves, but we are very concerned about the ICE kidnappings and murders. They murdered a nurse today. So it's a nurse. Oh, God. It's a nurse that they took out. That's bad. That's bad that they took out a nurse. America took out a nurse. There's a nurse. It was a nurse? Yes, it's a nurse, but they took out. Honestly, the Americans have to understand, we're watching America like it's a That's why I was telling these people. It's a movie. It's a movie. And no one wants to go there. Yeah, anymore. So they're saying, why don't we just worry about some of them worry about ourselves, but meanwhile they're on the world stage. Right? They really are Hollywood. They really are. It's all Hollywood. We do is see everything. Can on Canada? The net. So he says, can Canada please what? And next Minnesota's hellhole. I don't think Trump wants to give that up. I don't think Trump wants to give that up. America will be third country soon, a third world country, probably. Yep. You're right. But they said a 37-year-old Virginia nurse was killed. Another woman. Serious? Another woman. So I'm gonna ask you, because I didn't see the full story. I could look it up. Was it a Caucasian? It doesn't matter who it is, but was it a Caucasian woman or a black African American? Because I guarantee the feelings will come out if it is a Caucasian woman. They shot him, and now they are lying about it. Damn. That's crazy. You guys are going. See, that's why you guys need to get out of there. Get out. Get out. It's gonna get worse. Don't worry about the tariffs. It's gonna get worse. Don't worry about the tariffs. Don't worry about the tariffs. We're not worried about that. Because we don't need American products.
America has a lunatic president.
Yes. And
are you not afraid of that? Get out of there.
They should get out of there. They should get out of there. Holy
You're not
shit.
leaving anything behind.
They say
just leave.
People think that we need American products.
We don't.
What's most of the American products? What's most of the American products?
Everything. We have more more potato chip flavors and sodas.
White. So it's a white lady. Okay. Veteran Administration nurse. Ooh.
Oh, this is really scary, guys. Guys, you think about this. You do not want to be there. He's gonna turn on every American
American nurse,
especially if you're middle income, if that exists over there. Shit. Get the fuck out of America.
Damn,
that's it.
That's just recent news. We don't need Canada either, and we don't need you. No, you do need Canada. As we cut off that electricity. Stop that shit. Go educate yourself. You do need Canada. The electricity, your power for your house right now will be shut off. What products were designed in America? Make that an IQ test. What products were designed in America? Make that an IQ test. That's from Larpo Marx. Sham, Zammies, Snuggies. I don't know what you're saying. No, we don't. Lumber. You need lumber. You need lumber and electricity. That's a fact. You need the lumber and the electricity. You need lumber and electricity, man. We don't need nothing. But, that's bad. Rest in peace to that lady, a nurse. A nurse, American. Is she American citizen? That's why I'm on now, that story. Is she American citizen, born citizen, the lady who was unalived by the ICE? Was she? Crown Royale, yes, Crown Royale was Canadian, but Americans bought that. I swear American bought that company, right? Americans bought that company. So was it American citizen? It was a man nurse. Oh, a man nurse. A man nurse, you sure? So it's not a woman. It's not a woman. They're saying it's a man nurse. A man nurse. It was a man nurse.
Who was a male nurse?
Yes, a male nurse.
They shot him. It took so much of them to go on top of him, too.
They shot him. So much guys just jumped on top of
But there's a lady in a pink jacket that was filming and she took off.
I don't really drink Crown Royale. It's gross. You might as well drink paint thinner. I don't drink that shit. He was killed today. So
we got enough popcorn to watch you guys.
Yes, we're eating the popcorn and watching you guys. So it's a male nurse who was unalived.
That's fucked up.
A male nurse. Was it American citizen, like American, right? Like, I mean, generational American. I want to know. In the chat, tell me. You guys on one of the islands. I don't know what you're talking about. 6 ICE agents was on top of him. Love, the idiot that abandoned his son and ran away. Oh, shit. So I want to know, is this guy American citizen born? Because they might say something else, right? Like, it shouldn't matter as long as it shouldn't matter where he's from.
Anything to cover their ass.
But yes, he's American. That's gonna be worse. First a lady, now a man. Oh, damn.
Hey, be careful what you be saying.
First a lady and a man. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
Are you trying to make an example?
They're trying to make an example. That's not true. Someone saying that's not true. I could look it up, Look it up. Was it American? Look up the...
It's not even circulating on the news.
Yeah, they're probably locking that house. Yeah, they're hushing it enough. Yes, lived in the city. It's not good, but these tariffs, you see how he's going back and forth, Trump? He's going from the tariffs, and then he's going back to the ICE, and then he's going back to the talking about the world, and then he's going back home to talk about illegals, right? Illegal living in Minnesota. Yeah. A lot of them are illegal. Yes, a lot of them are illegal. And the reason a lot of people are not, what it's called, emotional about some of them, because especially African Americans, right? About the Somalis, because some of the Somalis say they're not black. So that's why. Yes, it's everywhere on the news. Okay. You don't understand American politics. You're damn right. I don't want to understand American politics because American politics is very confusing. Every state has different laws.
It's not politics, it's politics.
Politics. Every state in America has different laws. One state could be completely different than the other state. It keeps going. It keeps moving differently.
You're not even allowed to talk. Some of y'all got to be careful if you're American and on here. Careful what you say.
They're saying, yeah, right now.
What you say.
you guys is supposed to be freedom of speech. And recently, the actor, Ruffalo, he said some big speech about he was talking about Trump. And this guy got fired from what? Marvel? Was it Marvel? Yeah, he got fired from Marvel. I guarantee Trump was behind that. The guy ran off and left his 5-year-old. The mother refused to open the door to take her son. Illegals can get out, won't they? Get what? Illegal can get out, won't get shot. Okay. Right now, like I said, these tariffs worry about America suffering and starting to have to pay a high price for certain things, right? Electricity is going to go up. If he puts the tariffs on Canada hard, prices are going to go up. Prices are going to go up. According to Minneapolis police, the person killed was a 37-year-old man. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hare said he was believed to be from Minneapolis. Minneapolis. Oh, shit. Rest in peace. Alex Jeffrey Pretty. Nurse. But Trump is making up all types of excuses now. He said he probably had a gun too. Losing. Okay.
Don't they have tasers?
They should have tasers. Why didn't they taser him?
And wasn't there?
That's why I'm. Wait. I'm gonna bring that up. She is pregnant, and hell, would you want them in your home with kids? So wait a minute. Why didn't they just taser the man? They had to shoot him? I just realized that shit. I shouldn't even have guns. They should have like tasers. Why didn't they just taser this guy? Right? Time knock you out now. Why didn't they taser this guy?
What did he say?
You get knocked out. Right? Why didn't they taser him? Oh, they sprayed him. Okay, so they sprayed him. Right? And he's American-born citizen. Oh, he drew a weapon. Okay, you can't do that. You can't draw a weapon. I'm sorry. People are going to get the details. Do not have a weapon in this day and age with the ice going around crazy, and you have a weapon. Any excuse to eliminate you if you have a weapon. You cannot do that.
There's a bunch of you guys.
What?
You guys actually shoot back.
That's going to happen.
I mean, that's eventually going to be
That's going to happen. How is this Canadian economy doing these days? He says, how someone asked, how is
get tired and start fucking
he says,
back.
How is this a Canadian economy doing these days? How is it? It's pretty all right. It's all right. Good. Right? It's good. He did not draw a weapon. So people are going back and forth saying he did not draw a weapon. People are saying he drew a weapon. There was a picture online of a gun. They pistol whipped him. No, he didn't draw a weapon. So now it's going back like the other lady about the vehicle. What was going, they're talking, no one knows. They lied and they said it was him. It's bullshit. The gun was taken out. Damn. Answer me this. If Americans pay the tariffs, why are Canadians so pissed about tariffs? Only Americans pay. We're not pissed about the tariffs. We're laughing. We're saying it's going to make you guys, it's going to hurt you guys.
We don't care.
Canadians don't care about what Trump is doing with the tariffs. We're laughing because he bluffed last time. Last time when he was talking about tariffs.
Using the bluff method.
Yeah, last time he was talking about tariffs, he took that off. He bluffed last time he was talking about tariffs. I hope you guys know.
About Greenland too.
And he bluffed about Greenland. And he bluffed about what it's called, the social network TikTok.
Yeah.
He bluffed about TikTok. He bluffed about Greenland. He bluffed about the first tariffs on Canada. And now he's talking again. He likes to bluff, right? We're all good here. Yes, we are all good. Bless up Patrice Mason, right? Americans are laughing at Canadians. No, we're laughing at you guys. Okay. You can laugh at us all you want. You can laugh because we're watching and we're eating popcorn. You're not seeing no Canadians getting killed in the street. So how is that what you're saying?
They know nothing about Canada.
We're not getting killed in the street.
What did you know about Canada
A
before?
lot of Americans are ignorant. Yes.
We know more about y'all.
Yes.
You guys don't know nothing about us.
Yeah, we know about you guys, but you don't know about us. He didn't bluff about Venezuela.
You guys are living in risk.
Yes. Reaching for a gun is considered drawing a weapon. I got a studio audience. Lots of Canadians are ignorant. You're saying lots of Canadians.
No, you guys give us a lot to watch.
Hold on a sec. What did they say? Black
no, they said lots of Canadians are ignorant. Then how do we know about you guys? And you don't know about
go
us?
On vacation and they love Canadians, but they can't stand some of you.
So Americans. If we're so ignorant, why do we know about America so much, but you guys don't know about shit about the world? Come on, make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. You guys the dumbest shit I heard come out of Donald Trump's mouth. I heard the dumbest shit of him with what he's saying about other places of the world. You guys don't know nothing about the world but yourselves. Come on. Yes, Americans are laughing at CARNEY. Yeah, he could laugh all he wants. We are laughing. We are laughing.
We are laughing.
We're the joke. You guys have the Trump.
I know.
Drawing a weapon. Okay, so they're talking about what's going on now. They're fighting on this chat now. They're saying drawing a weapon is considered drawing a weapon, dumbass. Reaching is immensely different than drawing. Okay. American culture is the only culture to talk about. Because you're Hollywood. You know why? Hold on. American culture is the only culture to talk about because you guys are Hollywood. What do you expect? You make the movies. You're in Hollywood, right?
Really.
You guys make movies about presidents all the time.
Make movies about life.
Not all Americans. Not all Americans, right? Block that shit. They don't know about their own laws.
You guys have
who are you talking about? Yes, they don't. They don't. They don't know about their own laws. Do you
even know how to vote? Like, come on now. Look what you guys did to yourself.
Yeah. You guys done a lot. You guys done a lot.
Sooner or later, they're going to have to only vote for Trump.
Mm-hmm. I know. Exactly. So we're going to have no choice. You guys aren't even allowed to have freedom of speech.
So
Exactly.
do you guys even think...
We are laughing at you guys.
Do you... Wait, hold on. I'm trying to read the chat. It says, do you even think Americans care if Canada survives or not? No, people... We don't even give a shit.
We don't care.
We don't care.
We care. You guys are...
We don't care.
You guys are like a...
No, not at all. Americans won't. No, not at all. Most Americans are kind, reasonable people. Trump supporters are neither. But you said Trump supporters are neither. Do the evolution. Then only reason why Trump talks about tariffs, are you saying tariffs, is because he wanted the Canadian government to restrict the trafficking of controlled substances.
What about the guns you guys bring over here?
Which right now they caught that guy Ryan Wedding, right?
These people need to just work on their homeland.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anyone else. Canada, we good over here. Y'all got to worry about what you guys got civil war shaping up over there because you guys worry about race too much. And yes, we're all black over here.
Yeah.
But you guys worry about race too much. Worry about all that stuff. Fix your country. Get your own president out of there. We don't want to hear.
You guys got your own problems right now going on.
Yeah.
Racial problems.
We're good over here. We're very diverse over here.
Dying in the streets.
People living good.
You got people assassinating people at schools. You got all that shit going on, right?
You guys can't even go to other countries.
Americans have no idea debate these people. I'm laughing so hard. Americans have no idea debate these people. Yep. There's so much stuff. You got school shootings. You got black people and white people who are fighting constantly in America. You got a whole bunch of black individuals who got killed by law enforcement. I have a whole damn list, but you can't talk about Canada. You can't talk about Canada. What you say? You on time out. You stop drinking that what is called drugs. What you're talking about, right? Now you are knocked out. Now you're knocked out. You guys have a lot of problems, and you're worrying about other people. I'm talking about Trump. You have your own issues and you're worrying about other people. So don't flee. Why would I go to America? That's the last fucking place I would flee to. Hell no, I'd rather go to Africa before I go there. Are you crazy? We live a life in Canada. I live both worlds. USA is crazy. First of all, if anyone's going to go somewhere, they're not going to go to America from Canada. They're not going to do that. No one's going to do that up here. Right? I had a studio audience recently and they were hitting back at you. Right? No one is going to go to America, people. If people are from the West Indies, their background, they're going back to Jamaica, they're going back to Trinidad, they're going back to the Barbados. If you're from China, they're going to go back to China. Or if they're from India, they're going to go back to India. They're not going back to America. America's not the only place to go in the world. Wake up. I know a lot of Americans, some of you, a good percentage of you, never left your country to go anywhere. And when you don't know anything, you're ignorant. And that's the definition of ignorance, when you don't know anything, right? Even Crown Royale said bye to Canada because they bought that shit. It's Americans who bought that. Understand why these protesters are happening. The protest is happening in Minnesota because I don't agree with the illegals or the illegals because they want to stay in America. They are against being deported. That's why this is going on, right? I do not support the illegals. If you're illegal, get your ass out of America, even in Canada. If you're illegal, get your ass out of Canada too. If you're illegal, you have to come legal to a country, right? So I don't support that. British owned Crown Royale. Yeah, you're right. You are right. But I don't support the illegals, people. What Trump is doing with people who are illegal in the country is right. If you're illegal, it's illegal. Get out. Get out. Right? So if you were one of those scammers in Minnesota, you deserve to be in prison, locked up, and get out of America. I agree on that with Donald Trump. So don't think everything Canadians are against everything what Trump is doing. There's, like I said, there's a big population of Canadians that support certain things Trump is doing. Right? Oh, cool. What was that? So what are you talking about? Nobody wants to come to America. You're contradicting yourself. Some people want to come to America, not Canadians. You're saying Canadians want to come to America. No. Right now, a lot of the tourism from Canada is hurting Las Vegas and it's hurting Florida. You lost 70% of tourism in Las Vegas because Canadians stopped going there. So that's what I'm talking about.
Not to forget to mention the amount of torture they go through at the border.
Yeah, right? So I said, why would millions of people break into a lousy country? Which country you're talking about? Yeah, is it America you must talk? Because it's hard to get into America, right? Billionaires should be in prison, but the rich don't go to jail. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. A lot of you guys are heated, but these tariffs, I'm going to get back to the tariffs, is not going to hurt Canada. It's going to hurt more than America. You are not Canadian. You live in Canada, sir. What? What you say? You're not Canadian. You live in Canada, sir. You don't make no sense.
Why would he not be Canadian?
I don't know if he's talking about somebody else. Too many people want to what? Too many people want to immigrate to America. Good luck. They can't go to America right now. They should be scared to go to America. Why do consumers freely give money to evil billionaires? Okay, I don't know about that. Please, they are leaving. You just lost Chapman ice cream every day. A company closes. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. No Canadian wants to go to America unless they got money. And they don't even stay there. Right now, you lost a lot of tourism, a big piece of tourism in Las Vegas. Canadians feed Las Vegas. Canadians feed Florida right now, right? What's this? Mr. Knight Rider, Jafakin Canadian. You're out, timeout. I love putting you people out in timeout for like 30 minutes. Where does the rich get more money from? The rich? I don't know, because I'm not rich. We haven't lost Chapman's. The factories in New Brunswick. New Brunswick, yeah. New Brunswick. Tariffs are just hurting you guys. And I know it's hurting. I know it's really hurting you guys. I know a lot of you are worried about losing to Canada, because that's what's going to happen. Canadians are going to be comfortable still. Meanwhile, Mr. Trump is going to make more Americans suffer. That's it. That's reality, right? That's it. But people, you can subscribe to the channel also. All the people in the chat, subscribe. We on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts also. I was saying in the USA, Patricia Mason, you're Canadian. That's a Canadian. The poor give their money to the rich when they buy their products. You're right. You're right. A lot of the poor people make people rich, like in the ghettos in America. It's the Koreans that own a lot of the convenience stores, and they're getting rich off of poor people.
That's how it works.
That's how it works,
Cookie.
right? That's it's actually that. I seen Black Americans complain about the Koreans, and I heard they don't have a good relationship too in America, in New York, right? Tariffs are negotiable tools. They come and go. You're right. Teachers, nurses, doctors, scientists are moving from the U.S. to Canada. You're damn right.
Yeah.
If you are American, if you Americans don't know, and you come to Canada, you're better off in Canada.
We notice a lot of students have been coming.
A lot of students, Americans, been coming to Canada. They've been coming to Canada. Yes, I am no longer going back. I was a snowbird and I sold everything. Damn. So you used to go to Florida and you sold everything. You're not going back. See? You see what this person said, Americans? He sold everything, not going back, was a snowbird. How much people are doing that?
Even Marvel packed up.
Marvel packed up.
To Canada.
Marvel packed up and is coming to Canada and the UK. Do you know that?
What's it called?
So
a student at my school is from America.
Yes. People are leaving America. There's a lot of Americans in Canada. If you guys don't know that, there's a lot of Americans in Canada. If you don't know,
they even have voting stations here.
They have voting stations here for Americans.
So before it was like 650,000.
Do your research. Don't be ignorant, right? Because I know a lot of Americans live in a bubble. They think all Canadians live in igloos in Canada. Do your research before you talk, right? Because we do our research about America all the time. American television is the biggest thing in the world, or whatever you want to say. Entertainment is the biggest thing in the world. Right? Got it, John Stevens. Stop giving the rich the money. That's what's going on in almost every society that goes on. Almost every society that's going on right now, right? The rich get richer from the poor, and the poor get poorer. I've been to Canada, beautiful place. At least you know, yes, it is a beautiful place. Can someone find a Canadian product to boycott in the USA? What is the Canadian product to boycott?
Well, it's not too hard.
What's the Canadian product? I was telling them earlier, like, what product is really Canadian in America? I don't know. I've never really seen any.
Roots?
What's the Canadian product? What's big in America? That's why it's not affecting us. What is it? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. What is the Canadian product? It's natural resources, electricity, and lumber. It's natural resources. I've been to North Carolina, loved it. The people were so sweet. Yes, there's a lot of nice people in America. There's a lot of nice people in America. But like anywhere else, there's bad and good. But there's a lot of dummies down there too. Same thing with Canada. There's a lot of nice people down there, but not everybody's good in Canada either. Right?
People are just people.
People are just people, right? That's how it is. There's bad and good in every place you go. There's a lot of dummies in Canada, trust me. There's a lot of dummies too in Canada. But trust me, there's a lot of dummies up here. And there's a lot of good people too. But these tariffs are going to affect America the most, not Canada. So you guys got to get that right. Get that right.
He's using more than tariffs. So he's also using the dome thing.
The dome, yeah. So this man is doing too much.
He's losing track of what
he's doing too much. Why don't you guys question if he's senile? Because he's saying the dome and he's talking about tariffs and then he's talking about all types of other shit this guy's talking about, man. Like, we got to check because he was dissing Biden, saying Biden it was senile. He doesn't know what he's doing and shit like this.
How old is Trump now?
79. Trump is 79 years old. He's turning 80. It's an old man. It's an old man right now. We have American-made maple syrup. Don't need the Canadian one, but you guys probably like the Canadian one. Guarantee. You love the Canadian maple syrup.
I don't even need the Canadian maple syrup. Nobody buys it.
What? What you say? No one buys the Canadian maple syrup?
Expensive.
Oh, it's too expensive. You're right.
I don't like the taste.
So Canadians buy American maple syrup.
No, we've got our own brands.
We got our own brands.
Brand stuff.
That's true.
Some of our no-name brand is American too.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, now they put the.
You can't have your own fake maple syrup. Maple syrup, fake. What's fake? We have so much rural areas, so much land that
Yeah, a lot of people are supporting local businesses now.
People support local businesses, right? Losing to Canada, where did that come from? What you put in Can is not even in the foreground at this point. We're discussing American domestic issues. Well, they're discussing Canada's issues, because if he doesn't bring up he's bringing up CARNEY, and he's talking a lot about CARNEY. So he's talking about Canadian politics. Get that straight. If you haven't heard earlier, Donald Trump's bringing up CARNEY and he's bringing up Canada. So he's talking about Canada, right? Canada doesn't have anything that America doesn't have. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. One thing we do have, though, no. One thing we do have, what you guys don't have, is free healthcare. If you don't have if you don't have no money and no insurance, you're dead basically down there, right? One thing that we do have, right, what America doesn't have, we don't have overpopulated cities, right? More clean air, right? Hate to break your bubble, but that's not necessarily true. Koreans can own stores, but if businesses compete on a high level, especially in volume, it's the smaller stores that feel the pinch. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Nobody rides for free. That's not true. Yeah, nobody rides for free. Nothing is free in this world. Nothing is free in this world at all. Nothing is free in this world at all. Everything is a price.
What do they believe is Donald Trump's ultimate goal? What's his ultimate goal?
I want to ask you guys, what do you believe is Donald Trump's ultimate goal? What's his ultimate goal? Americans have good health care. Canadians come to America for health care. It must be rich people. That's it.
They go there because it's faster.
They go there because it's faster, and you have to have money to travel to America. It's not the average person who's going to America for healthcare. No, yes, we do. We have free healthcare, higher education scores, less pollution, cleaner food, and cleaner water. Hate to burst your bubble, Americans, but that is fact. Yes, let me read that again. T. Annapolis. Yes, we do. We have free healthcare, higher education. That's why everybody from around the world comes to Canada for the education, right? Scores. Less pollution, yes, because we don't have overpopulated cities. Cleaner food and cleaner water, yes. Look at Michigan. If you guys love America, look at Michigan.
Go get a cup of water.
Go get a cup of water from Michigan. Detroit, right? New Orleans. The list goes on. You guys, reality check. All I'm saying is this tariff stuff, what's going on is only going to affect you guys. It's not going to affect us as much, right? That's all I'm saying. Not America's fault that Canada got knocked off its high horse. What do we get? Did Canada get knocked off its high horse?
Like I said, we watch them for enjoyment, so I don't know what that means.
Can't have children in the U.S. You're damn right. It costs an arm and a leg just to have a child in America. Imagine you gotta worry if you're poor.
It's the American dream.
If you're poor, that you're gonna be in debt for having a child.
The American dream.
You gotta worry about that in America, right? Do you know the game? Yes, I know the game. Imagine you're gonna put yourself in debt if you have a child in America. So the only way is to be on welfare, probably, in America, to have a child and have the government assist you. And if you have money, damn, you'll be in debt for having that child. The big problem with America is our frivolous spending tends to get us in trouble. A lot of people live beyond their means. Yes, you're right. You are right. You're right. I'm not jealous. Why would I be jealous, man? Jealous of friggin' the cops shooting me in the street because I'm black. Jealous of if I don't have insurance, I can't go to the doctor and be alive. The dream is garbage. Yeah, we don't want that dream. But people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, right? All that good stuff. This is the Down to Earth Network, the Down to Earth Podcast with your host, Sean Myrie, and I'm out, right? I'm out. You guys, come back soon.